So we're out here in Trenton. We've been out here for a little while. Started at noon. I got here about 20 after. There was already some people here though. Got a lot of signs out. Got all the memorial stuff because we love the veterans. We love to fight for them. We love the nurses. We love the people. We love the kids. That's why we're here. And a lot of people are starting to realize that. So we're getting a lot more support now. Members coming in. Not as many people as last week, but you know, people got shit to do. So it is what it is. We're out here. I'll be out here every week. I'm not stopping.
Tons of outclockers that are saying.
I'm getting a little heavy on the mic over here, a little passionate. Should have recorded it, and I got spread it around, but whatever. It's not really a big deal. Everybody already pretty much knows, right? So here we are. Here we are among the hate and the love at the same time, which is pretty weird. It used to be all hate, it was kind of expected, but now there's like a lot of love. So I speak.
No, thank you, sir. That's a choice I don't want to take. It's not about the vaccine, it's about the passport. It's about forcing regular people into submission, using fear. That's what it's about. So that guy gave me the thumbs up and then he gave you all the thumbs down. That's kind of weird. I think he doesn't know that I'm with you.
Oh, we got the coronavirus truck guy again, John. I was just talking to my live. We got the coronavirus truck. There's Brian Gilpin. He comes down from Charlotte Lake every week. He's a dedicated motherfucker. Sorry with the language. So this guy wrote a book, banned everywhere except for Amazon. Dr. Tim wouldn't take it from him. Somehow he got a hold of her to take it, but she wouldn't take it. It's about building your immune system, so that's why they wouldn't take it. The immune system doesn't exist anymore.
We're in a world where an immune system doesn't exist anymore. Where antibodies don't naturally come about from getting a disease. That's where we are now in Canada. We've ignored science so badly that we're willing to test someone for the antibodies, find out that they have it, and then still tell them that they need the vaccine. Did y'all hear about that nurse? She didn't want to take it. She got tested for the antibodies, paid for it with her own money, went and did it by herself. She tested positive for the antibodies. She has a lot of them. She's very good, well protected, it says in the test. She's not allowed to have her job, though, because she didn't take the vax. Also, we know that Ford lifted the mandate on healthcare workers in hospitals, but he left it up to the hospitals to decide. So we still have over 100 unemployed healthcare workers in quitting. Just quitting alone. Those people worked on you and your family. They kept you alive. They cared about you by going to work. That's how they did it. They went to work, and that meant that they cared about you, and you laugh. Because they're sitting at home now, not eating food. Struggling and trying to figure out a way to feed their family after they took care of the entire country. I think that's sick and twisted. I don't know who thinks it's funny, well, besides this guy. It's pretty gross.
Get away! Get away!
This is where we've come to in our world now. Segregation, discrimination, separation, division, rule. And love no longer counts if you're afraid of the TV or fresh air. Everybody's all up in arms over the one guy in the NHL who doesn't have his vax. Played the game of his life the other night. Love that he doesn't have his vax. Don't care whether he gets it or not. But what I do care about is the 12-year-olds who aren't allowed to play unless they risk their lives or get myocarditis just to please the system. 12-year-old, 14-year-old kids having seizures and told they have to take the second shot. Or they're not going to play rugby. Something that's good for them physically and mentally. They have to risk their lives in order to play. Jack Tuesdays in Kingston was just raided last night for not following the mandate. Police, SWAT team went in, closed their doors, changed their locks, charging them for not discriminating against the public and following the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. For following the law. They just got arrested. 5 o'clock this morning. A raid on a restaurant. Because, you know, that restaurant was really endangering people by saying you can come here with or without a vax. Don't you think it's your own personal choice to enter that building knowing the rules under that building? They put signs up all over the place. If you were scared of it, you didn't have to go to it. But the police still felt it was necessary, public health still felt it was necessary to take that man's freedom and his supply of money for his family.
Anybody down here good with the camera and taking a little ride talking on it and with the group behind us? I'd like to shoot, because you are a good speaker. Okay? Would you mind? Who could do it?
I don't know. You know, I'm looking like, I don't know. Ask Steve. He might do it down at the end there. Or he left. No, he's still here. Got the yellow light on top of his car. He's right down at the very, very end with black coupon.
Fun fact, I like to throw this out at everyone. Do you know that 22,000 federal employees in Canada do not have their vax and do not need to get it? Rules for thee and not for me, right? Do you know your Prime Minister doesn't have a vaccination, but he just ordered you multiple vaccinations? 10 times the amount of human beings there are in Canada. That's how many vaccines he ordered. So it's over after your second shot, and possibly your booster if you're at high risk. Not. This is perpetual, it doesn't stop. Remember when they said 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Now we got 2 years to destroy your country. Your entire country. The economic system, the housing system, the food supply. All of it has been destroyed by your government that you are trusting right now. That 5 years ago, you wouldn't have said, yeah, I trust them to. I would have said, hey, do they steal from you? Do they take unnecessary taxes from you? Do they put you in danger with some of their laws? Yes. Yes. Do they discriminate against pedophiles? No. Do they discriminate against murderers? No. Do they discriminate against the unvaxxed? Why? Why? Because it's about compliance. Not about your health. If it was about your health, they'd stop the murderers and the pedophiles. But they don't do that, do they? If it was about your health, 12-year-old kids would be allowed to play hockey right now. But it's only the NHL player, only the one that everybody's up in arms about. Only one NHL player. He doesn't have his vax. Oh my God. Oh my God, but he's still allowed to play in the NHL. Still allowed to make millions of dollars. 12-year-old kid can't go play hockey with his friends. And that's okay, because entertainment is more important than life and liberty.
Trenton,
Yep.
Ontario.
You do your thing, man. Do what you gotta do. You want to hear me speaking, eh? All right.
When people put me on the spot, I don't know what to say, Brian. I'll remind everyone about the exemptions that the government has. 22,000 federal employees don't have their exemption or don't have their vaccine. They're exempt. Rules for me and not for thee. The rules for thee and not for me. Sorry, I had that backwards. So you're not allowed to get into the restaurant or work out unless you have the vaccine. But the government employee, they don't have to have it and they can go wherever they want. They have an exemption. That one NHL player that I was just talking about a few minutes ago, everybody's all up in arms because he doesn't have his vax. Oh my God, he doesn't have his vax. What about the kids? What happened to caring about the 12-year-old who can't play hockey with his friends and go get the same kind of stuff that we used to get in Canada as kids? Hockey was one of the most important things in this country. Now you're not allowed to play it unless you've obeyed the government. Now you're not allowed to work out unless you've obeyed the government.
Okay, I'll see you.
All right, thank you. We'll see you soon. There's tomorrow if you're not busy. Belleville, same place.
Feels dead on these streets sometimes. Look at this. Nothing. Nothing. Think the city changed the lights on me?
Go there and go the other way.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, with their nano chips, right?
The 5G network.
5G networks. This is satire, people. So, you know. Not actually crazy. Not that way.
I remember a couple of weeks ago when I said, how can Ford make a decision 5 months ahead of time and say he's going to lift restrictions in March and everybody will be free? Remember when I said that? And I also said that the numbers would start to go up and then he would start to press down a little harder and then we would go into a lockdown? Well, guess what? Stage 1, numbers are starting to go up. So is the fear. Case counts are going up. A case-demic. Because we all know the PCR test is faulty. It is not supposed to detect a virus. It was never made for that. You can ask the inventor. The inventor of the PCR test told you that it's not meant to detect the disease. He also told you that running at high cycles could create a false positive and that it could be used that way against the people. He's dead now. He doesn't exist anymore. So he's not here to tell you what I'm telling you, which is that the government, our public health, runs every PCR test close to 40 cycles, which will create a false positive almost every time. Words from Dr. Fauci himself. Should never run over 34 cycles, but we've been at 38 to 44 for the entire pandemic in public health. You can find that information for yourself. I can show it to you. It's legit. No conspiracies, right on their site. What did we run the PCR test at? 38. What did Dr. Fauci say? 38 creates false positives. So what the F are we doing? Why are we listening to the case-demic? Why are we caring what the faulty PCR test says? Who's getting tested? If people who don't get the vax don't believe in this crap, we're not getting tested, are we? The double vax are getting tested. They're coming up positive. Figure that out. Think about it, guys. It just takes a little common sense. It's dangerous to buy underwear and baby stuff, but it's not dangerous to walk into Costco and hang out with 100 people. It's not dangerous to test the fruit, make sure it's the right density for your family to eat, but it is dangerous to touch the gas pump. But not now, though, because we don't have to sanitize those anymore. Just only at certain times of the year. Does any of this make any sense?
No. Bye.
See you later.